I'm going to run through the state of our city. And I must tell you that I'm very proud. I have two city council members with me. I have Sidney Simmons over here with me and Forrest Fleming over here. They are a great asset to our community and do many, many good things for Morganton. But I represent the city council when I talk. I don't, in my normal speech, I don't get into anything that is mine. I want to tell you that if you can't stay for the whole speech, and I'm going to march through it, one thing that you should take away from here is your city of Morganton financially is in fantastic shape. We don't get into debt ceilings. We don't get into deficit spending. The city of Morganton's annual budget is balanced, and we have an auditor in Morganton that comes and sits in our city hall and does our books for week upon week, and we have an opinion of his that we run a very efficient ship. We also, as we've done for 29 years in a row, we've received the Certificate of Achievement for Financial Reporting. And that says a lot of good things because we have two CPAs, not one. So I have to look over their shoulder. They have to look over mine mostly because to have two CPAs, our finance director, Karen Duncan, is a CPA, as well as our city manager, Sally Sandy. Our tax collection rate, we do our own tax collection in the city of Morganton, and it's an impressive 99%. One of the few towns that has that kind of percentage, and we're about 2 to 3 points higher than the county. Our bond rating, for people that know what a bond rating is A2, A+, almost the finest you can get. Like many of you, and like in the city, Karen Duncan is constantly looking for safe places and the highest interest rate to leave our money, and it's always safe because we don't speculate at all. The 2013-14 budget was 11% lower than the one before that. And we have 39 open positions that we've frozen and hope to raise more money by that kind of situation. Our Central Business District, a bright star in Morganton. It's constantly 95% above in occupancy. We have a great downtown, constantly going to have empty buildings, and you'll notice those with signs in the windows. You can't stop that because the entrepreneur system in America of late in the last couple of years has been very slow of people spending their savings and to go into business. But we're constantly looking for new people to open up the individual stores that are still vacant. But remember, 95% is an excellent percentage of being full in downtown Morganton. We just put up wayfinding signs about 5 months ago, for people that come to this community to visit can find different facilities in our town. I hope you've seen them. They're beautiful, and most every town today is doing wayfinding signs. That's what they're called. Our downtown merchants wanted something to control parking, and so we funded for the first time in a few years the parking enforcement officer. You'll see him riding around on a Cushman. The Main Street office was very instrumental in raising over $300,000 in a grant from Golden Leaf for the Tourism Development Authority. To take full advantage of that, the authority has done wonderful things over the past 12 months. We've had 25% increase in the hospitality money that we get back in the city of Morganton. That's from the motels. That's from the taxes that people pay when they come through Morganton, stay in our motels. And 25% growth in the last 12 months is outstanding. 840 new jobs geared to the hospitality industry, like restaurants, like motels. So that's a lot of jobs off of the $300,000 of tourism that are put to good use because we do a lot of marketing in the city of Morganton. Our Design and Development Department, which is our old Community Development Department, has been busy all year. As you know, they oversaw the completion and construction of the Morganton Heights Shopping Center. If you haven't been, you're missing a treat because it is absolutely an unbelievable looking site from the old Henry Don property that was down there. Our Design and Development Department has done a lot of good things this year, and I'm going to talk about them in a minute. But first, one good thing was, besides the shopping center, was we've helped fund in loans to 4 new companies or other companies in Morganton that wanted to expand. We've used money for that we get from the government. We also saw them initiate in that same department an effort to get the state to participate in the Broughton Reuse Plan. That will help us market the empty buildings at Broughton Hospital. That's on, and you know there are a number of them left. They took down a few, but there are still a number of them left. We hope to have some exciting announcements on some of the vacant buildings in the coming years, because as they go vacant, and we hope they don't happen all at one time, we will try to market it through the state of North Carolina with different agencies that need to be in Morganton, that need to, and not go to Asheville or not go to Hickory. So in the future years, we'll be looking at that. The Design and Development Department also is working on that, and you've heard of it before, the National Park Service on the headquarters for the Overmountain Victory National Historic Trail. That facility is going to be down below, down on the Greenway at the end by the Catawba River Bridge on Highway 1864 going to Lenoir. And we're now looking for the money. We probably will have to get some from the Rec Foundation in Raleigh to help fund some of that, or we get a private developer to build a building and rent it to the group. We're working with NCSD, the foundation, to help create a senior living site. And a couple of their hard participants, hard workers are in the audience today, helping the alumni and the retirees of the deaf school to have a place to live in the future. In all, the Design and Development Department issued some staggering numbers: 335 building permits, 646 electrical permits, 382 HVAC permits, and 344 plumbing permits, representing in Morganton $60 million worth of new construction and improvements. Our Public Safety Department continues to serve in police and fire. They spent a lot of time writing grants over the last year. We saw the department receive a grant of over $100,000 to create and equip a traffic enforcement unit. We received a grant of over $68,000 to help improve our public safety officers' fitness. You know, it used to be years ago, you'd see possibly an officer of Morganton, and I go all the way back to when I was born, and they were a little heavier weight because they rode in a car all the time. Today, these kids are lean and mean that are policemen today and firemen. They're usually armed forces retirees or coming home from tours of duty, and they continue their physical fitness with the city of Morganton. We received a grant of, not a grant, I'm sorry. We had our Department of Public Safety put a price tag on a new fire truck, and that fire truck is in Morganton as we speak. And you'll be seeing a little bit of it going around town. We saved over $100,000 on a fire truck, piggybacking on Houston, Texas fire truck. So that's what our guys do. We have people in our department that are always looking to help save money, and to save $100,000 on a fire truck is a staggering number. Also, this past year, or this future of this year, the Burke County Consolidated Emergency Communication System will be operational. That'll help all of you and I, because I'm at the age, y'all are at the age to worry about things in health where EMS will have to come and help us. 911, it'll be on the bypass. It'll be across from the animal shelter. It will be outstanding. There won't be but one 911 number in Burke County, and everybody will be participating, and we'll dedicate that building sometime later this year. Our Public Safety Department wrote the grant, $7 million grant for all of Burke County to utilize. Our city manager in the coming weeks will be naming a new public safety chief. Our utility department, they were busy, unbelievably busy, out in the Morganton Heights Shopping Center. Everybody worked out there to get everything going, from cable, water, sewer, electric. Electric department worked with Viscotech, and you saw it in the headlines of the News Herald today. They brought the second solar power array out to their plant. The first one was done in 2011. This one was done and completed, and we dedicated yesterday. That plant, that solar plant on the roof of Viscotech, can power 68 homes a day in America. 68 homes. It's an amazing process, and they're a good participant of getting clean energy. This will protect our streams and our air for many decades to come. Our electric department spent $18,000 in giving people back money for their for old heat pumps and old water heaters in order to replace old, not energy efficient units. Our water resources department is nearly finished with their $11.5 million improvement to our wastewater plant. And last year alone, we treated over 2 billion, not million, 2 billion gallons of wastewater. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a lot of flushes. We also completed a $1.5 million improvement over at the water filter plant and installed an $850,000 generator that'll give us reliable power at our water plant in case there's ever a major outage in our community. So we're looking forward to making sure that we are able to give good, clean water. Compass Cable, our municipal cable system. We over 770 residents and business customers use this facility, use this agency of ours, and over 2,100 get their internet service from Compass. And the upgrades to our system over the next 4 to 8 weeks will allow Compass to supply internet, and it is slow right now, and I will tell you, to supply fast internet to our homes and businesses. And I know some people have complained. I've complained about it. We should have that in March and April, and our public, I know, will look forward to that coming around. Compass does Wi-Fi, does telephone, does cable. We supply now Grace Ridge Retirement Community, totally. And we supply all of Blue Ridge Health Care from Valdez this way. That just happened over the last several months. We also supply internet. You can take your iPad or iPhone and get good reception around the old historic Burke Courthouse grounds, as well as to Catawba Meadows Park. Our Rec Foundation, our Rec Parks and Recreation Department, this building we're talking about right now, having an elevator put in. It'll be completed in the next several months. And then down below at the College Street Pool, we upgraded the pool house. The bathrooms and the showers were outdated. We did that. We did it with Morganton Rec Foundation. This is a group of private citizens that manage that money, and we were able to go to the well and do the showers like down at the Catawba Meadows Park. We're able to utilize their money, half of their money basically, to do certain things for the city. And that was started back in about 1945. The Parks and Rec are host a lot of Little League tournaments later this summer. We'll be doing the 10 and under baseball with a Cal Ripken regional tournament with teams coming from 7 states and the Bahamas. They're working on the elevator. Comma is in their 28th season, and we're very fortunate, and many of y'all help us. We couldn't make it financially without the AARP members that work at Comma. I mean that sincerely. And I will tell you that we're one of the few buildings like that in North Carolina that are seeing a steady growth in our ticket sales. So where other places like Broyhill Center and Lenore are seeing a reduction in ticket sales. And Bill is working on the 28th season as we speak. Community House, an institution built in 1935 with WPA money. We're now on a... goodness gracious, I'm awfully sorry. We are on a program right now to raise money, $1 million. And what we're trying to do is renovate that building from top to bottom. The electric system is outdated, and I must tell you that it is in dire need of a facelift, and we want to have weddings. Today, y'all are unusual to have this kind of group in Morganton at AARP, not like the civic clubs. Any of you are in civic clubs, you realize people aren't joining. So, and that was the basis of our Morganton Community House, were the civic clubs, men's and women's. Today, their attendance is way off. They don't have the members. We have to change our direction in that building. We're going to go toward weddings. We're going to go toward meetings. We'll have meeting rooms downstairs. We'll have a beautiful garden for weddings. So please realize that we are on $1 million campaign to raise money there. Our IT department, which is our information resources management, constantly upgrading our computers and our computer system. And the reason is that we utilize that system for public safety with the GIS, as well as our utility work with people going out doing the utilities and checking meters. We had a lot of problems last summer. We lost a lot of infrastructure because of all the rain that we had. Unusual amount of rain last summer. Scott Luckadoo got an $80,000 FEMA amount of money to go toward helping rebuild that infrastructure. The historic Burke Courthouse, the old courthouse. Done a lot in Morganton, by the way, in the last 12 months. We did repairs, we repainted, we landscaped, we removed the Western Piedmont Community College building. It was across from the old pool room. All of this was done by the Public Works Department, but it was in conjunction with the county and the city coming together to fund those things. I'm pretty much going over everything that I need to go over in the city of Morganton. I've said a lot of things. I told you a lot of positive things, a lot of things that Forrest and Sydney are dealing with on a monthly basis. Friday we have a workshop. We come together and listen to a lot of good things, new things, and I hope you've thought about some things you can ask me questions of. I'm here for that now.